Hello, my name is Mukesh Baitarna. As we have seen in lesson number 2, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. Now, question answer we have seen 14 points, characters, highlights, summary, and characters. Now, question answer. First question: where did the ceremonies take place? Can you name any public buildings in India that are made of sandstones? Question again: where did the ceremonies take place? Can you name any public building in India that are made of sandstones? Answer: the ceremonies took place in the campus of the Union Building of Pretoria, the name of the place, which were attended by dignitaries and leaders of many nations. First, we have to show the place where did the ceremony take place, and then you have to show the particular place which is made of sandstone. The ceremony took place because the question is in simple past tense, and that is why we must give answer in simple past tense. The ceremonies took place in the campus of the Union Building named Pretoria. Many leaders or which were attended by dignitaries and leaders of many nations, many countries. Second question answer in this main first, but second, can you name any public building in India that are made of sandstone? In India, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Red Fort are building made of red stone. Two, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Red Fort are made of building made of red sandstones. These are the particular two buildings, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Red Fort made of sandstone. So, in question number first, two questions are there. First, where did ceremony take place? Ceremony took place in the campus of the Union Building of Pretoria. And second question's answer, can you name any public building in India that are made of sandstones? In India, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Red Fort are buildings made of sandstones. Clear? That is the answer of first question. Now second. See the questions. Can you say how 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa? Can you say how 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa? Answer: 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa because, first from question, as you know, 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa because on this day there was the largest gathering of the international leaders, because on South African soil for the installations of South African first democratic non-racial government. Democratic non-racial government. That is why leaders of the world attended this particular inauguration ceremony, and that is why according to Mandela and according to the people, 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa because first black president came on the throne. Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa, and that is why it was proudable thing, and leaders of the world attended this particular ceremony. So it is considered to be the autumn day, main day or most important day for South Africa, because that is the end of the white rulers, the end of the injustice, and the rise of the justice. Black person, Nelson Mandela, became the president of South Africa. That is why it is considered to be the Autumn Day. Question number 3. At the beginning of the speech, Mandela mentioned an extraordinary human disaster. What does he mean by this? What is the glorious human achievement he speaks of at the end? What the question again? At the beginning of his speech, Mandela mentioned an extraordinary human disaster. What does he mean by this? What is the glorious human achievement he speaks about? By an extraordinary human disaster, Mandela means to state the practice of apartheid in South Africa. Differences practice going on. During this, there was a racial segregation based on color, and the blacks suffered a lot. Differences, as I have already explained, between whites and blacks. White ruled. That is why they could enjoy higher rights in comparison with black. Black people had to suffer a lot, and Mandela didn't like this. According to him, all the citizens of the same country should have same rights without keeping any difference of caste, color, creed or religion. He firmly believed in this. To take birth in black family and had to suffer, to what extent is it right according to him? When the particular community or people are of the same country, citizen of the same country, and remain far away or could not or cannot enjoy same right, it is not proper at all. It is not good at all. That is why he believed that in this particular thing is calling him disaster. That disaster means difficulties, problem. Human disaster. It is human problem, suffer. That is why he firmly believed that this type of apartheid in South Africa. During this, there was a racial segregation based on color, and the blacks suffered a lot. They were not allowed to demand freedom or any rights. Not allowed to demand any freedom or not enjoy rights. Black people had to suffer higher, and that is why he firmly believed that this particular point, this particular thing is not proper at all. According to him, all should have same rights and duty, not keeping any differences. He want to say this. They were not allowed to demand freedom or any right. Mandela himself did spend many years on infamous Robben Island as a prisoner, where he was beaten mercilessly. What he says, he himself remained far away from these rights and had to spend many years on the infamous Robben Island as a prisoner, as a criminal, and he was beaten mercilessly without showing any kindness. He was beaten. That is why he said that black were not free, could not enjoy rights, and suffered a lot. According to him, if you see the crime of that person, only one, that is skin black, didn't do anything wrong, didn't steal the thing, didn't break the rules, yet had to suffer a lot. He could not bear it. Why this? To take birth in black family or white family is not in our hand. That is why he fought bravely. He himself, giving his example, he himself has to pass many years in prison, has difficulties, and he was beaten mercilessly. That shows that he himself thought this, it is not proper at all, it is not good at all to keep the differences on the basis of color. Next, he considered it was a great glorious human achievement that a black person became the president of the country where the blacks were not even considered human beings and were treated badly. He further says in the end of this particular answers that he considered it is the great glorious human achievement that a black person became the president of a country where the black were not even considered human beings. White people did not treat them properly, not this. They did not believing black people as a human being. See the particular matter, see the particular thinking of the whites, and were treated them badly, beat them mercilessly, did not show any kindness toward the black, did not consider as a human being. See, to what extent that type of ideology, that type of thinking, that white only believing that they are only human being, blacks were not, did not treated them properly, did not give them rights, they could not enjoy their rights. That is why Mandela opposed armly that it is not good or proper at all. He must pay attention that why should white not treated them properly, not treat them properly? Why they didn't believing them human being? That is why he opposed. Considered or treated as animal, not believing human beings, mercilessly. To what extent is it right? That is why he was unable to bear. It shows that this particular point, this particular thing, this particular ideology, thinking not good, could not enjoy rights, treated them badly, not considered to be the human beings. To what extent is it right? And not doing anything wrong then. Only the reason is that they were black. That's all. So he opposed this and he was not able to bear this. Number 4. What does Mandela thank the international leaders? Why? What does Mandela thank the international leaders for? Mandela felt very privileged to welcome the international leader at the swearing-in ceremony because, see the question, Mandela felt very privileged, proud to welcome the international leaders, nationally different leaders coming from different country. They welcome him by heart because not too long ago the South African were considered outlaws. He thus thanks all of them for having come to witness the historical ceremony. According to him, this particular ceremony is historical, and he thanked all the international leaders to show that this type of injustice is not proper And if you fight till the end, you will succeed in abolish these particular points. He thus thanked all of them for having come to witness the historical ceremony. This was a gesture of international recognition to a newly born free democratic nation, and it could be considered a common victory for justice, peace and human dignity. And he firmly believed that it is considered to be the history, as well as he firmly believed that it is considered a common victory for justice, peace and human dignity. This particular fighting for justice, for peace and human dignity. Why white people did not treat black people as a human being? That is by telling all human beings should be same, not finding any difference. Why white did not treat black people as a human being? Why they did not give the rights to the black people? Why black people were not free? They are not human. Only taking birth in black family or black people, that means it is crime. Can you consider it crime? To what action is it right? Citizen of the country and not enjoying rights, white can enjoy and black not. To what action is it right? That is why he opposed firmly that it is not good at all. Could not bear this. Why this type of differences we find? What are the reasons? Why them kept them far away from the rights? Why white people did not treat them properly? To what action is it right? That is why he firmly believed in this particular thinking. Now on right side, question number 5. What can ideals does Nelson Mandela set for the future of South Africa? What ideals does Nelson Mandela set for the future of South Africa? What type of thinking he has for South Africa? What is there in his mind? Nelson Mandela set the ideals of liberating people from bondage of poverty, deprivations and suffering. He firmly believed that he will try his best to make the free people. He will try his best to remove the poverty from the society, from the country, deprivations and suffering, as many people, particularly black people, suffer a lot. He said that I will make them free. I will try my best to remove the poverty from the country, from the society. I will provide work so nobody remain without work, and I will try my best to remove suffering from the society. If we provide the work to the people and if we take care of all the people without keeping differences of color, creed, religions and caste, then we can make progress. We will succeed in abolish poverty, deprivations and suffering from the society. He firmly believed my future plan like this. I want to make my country free, and that is why he want to say this. His ideals, his thinking is, according to him, is a good thing. His idea, what he want to say. where there would be no discrimination based on gender or a racial origins. He also set the ideal for the society when there would be no discrimination based on gender or racial origin, based on gender, racial origin, black or white, gender, man or woman. He did not believing in this type of particular philosophy. He firmly believed that all should enjoy same rights as all are citizens of the same country, not giving different rights for the different type of people of different color, creed, caste or religion. He did not believing in this. So according to him, he believing in that type of particular work, that type of thinking, that type of ideas which he believing in that particular matter. Clear? Next, oral comprehension check. First question. What did the military generals do? How did their attitude change and why? What did the military do? And how did their attitude change and why? What is the reason so that their attitude changed? The highest military general of South Africa Defence Force saluted Mandela and pledged their loyalty, which was of great significance as during apartheid era they would have arrested him. See. The question, military general says, had to salute the Mandela. Same person who has caught Nelson Mandela and sent to the jail, same person had to salute. Why? That person became the president of South Africa and military general had to salute president because military's power totally remain in the hands of the president. That is why telling that they have to show this now honesty towards Mandela. Same person who had caught Mandela and sent to the jail, same person had to salute. Black person, they have to show this type of courage, and military also have to support president. The change in their attitude was because of struggle and sacrifice put in by many heroes of South Africa. General also showing that type of good attitude because Mandela and other leaders struggle a lot, sacrifice by many heroes. They didn't win this particular movement without paying its price. They had to pay higher price. Many heroes, many leaders were sacrificed, were giving their higher contribution. And that is why they firmly believed that they have taken the freedom, but they had to pay its price. Many leaders were sacrificed, given their lives. And that is why military general also realized that they faced many difficulties and achieved this type of freedom. They have rights, or we must salute them because they fought till the end of winning, and till not getting victory they didn't stop this movement. They sacrificed a lot. Many leaders, many heroes given their lives. So naturally they should get that type of freedom. That is why general of the military saluted him. This struggle not only ensured the freedom of a nation struggling but with apartheid, but also brought a change in mindset of many people, brought many changes in the mindset of the people. He believed that love can also be taught and human beings are naturally inclined toward love rather than hate. He firmly believed that love, that means feeling, you can win the hearts of the people by showing feelings toward them. We cannot win the heart of the people without showing feeling toward them. What he want to say, what he want to tell to the people of South Africa. You can rule in the heart of the people, not by hating you can rule. You want to win the heart of the people, you must remain careful that by putting force, by pressure, you cannot rule in the heart of the people. But by showing kindness, feelings, love, you can win. Why were two national anthems sung? On the auspicious occasion of the inaugurations, two national anthems, one by the whites and the other by the blacks, symbolizes the equality of the black and the white were sung, both showing equality. Now onwards, both are equal, black and white. That is why both songs were sung. Before that, white people song only sung, not black. But according to Mandela, it is not like this. When not seeing any differences, both are same. So naturally, both national songs must be sung. Then it is possible. You can see that now not any differences or keeping equality. We must think about it. We must act about it. Third one. How does Mandela describe the system of government in his country in the first decade and the final decades of 20th century? Question number 3. How does Mandela describe the system of the government in first decades, first few years and second decades? In the first decades of the century, the whites erected a system of racial domination against the black. In the first decades, years to come, decade means 10 years, the white people, as you know, erected a system of racial domination against the black, thus creating the basis of one of the harshest, more inhuman societies the world had ever known. White had kept this type of differences towards black, not black did not enjoy their rights. That was the first decades. And in the final decades, in second decades, the 20th century, the previous system had been overturned and replaced by one which recognized rights and freedom of all people regardless of color of their skin. In the second decades or final decades, when Mandela became the president, not keeping any differences between black and white, all should be treated as same without keeping color, caste or creed, color, caste or religion, all should be treated same in final decades. And question number 4. What does courage mean to Mandela? What is courage according to Mandela? For Mandela, courage does not mean the absence of fear but a victory over it. Only not fear, that doesn't mean brave. But victory over it, then in the real sense, you can say that you are not coward, you are not without courage. Only by telling that we are courageous or we just brave, not proper at all. That is by telling. According to him, brave means need not be fearless only. According to him, brave that doesn't mean only fearless, but should be able to conquer fear, should be able to win fear, then it is fearless. Fearless that means only do not have fear, but you have to get victory over it. That is fear. That is, you can say in the sense fearless. So according to Mandela, the courage means you have to win. Not only absence of fear, but victory over it. Only telling that I cannot fear, but when you cannot victory over it, you are not called brave or courageous, according to Mandela. Clear? Keeping till here today this lecture. Next time we will see the further question answer. In homework, you have to write this particular one time in your book. Then it is possible that we can realize or we can understand the question answer. Clear?